Hi there, I'm Heather, and I'm one of the organizers of a community called ClimateAction.tech. For those of you who don't know us, we're a community of tech workers who want rapid, far-reaching, and unprecedented changes in how we work to face the climate crisis. Our community provides support and guidance so that we can change the systems and industries we work in. In this talk, first, I'm going to give you a little intro to the community, then I'll talk you through some community trends, popular discussions, why people have enjoyed joining us, and all that jazz. I'll also highlight a few projects that some of the people at Climate Action Tech were involved in over the last year. Before we dive in, I just want to quickly say that we often use the abbreviation CAT when we talk about ClimateAction.tech. So if you hear me refer to CATs a lot, it's not just because cats rule the internet and my household, but also because I'm referring to our community. So if you're in this space, you're probably aware of tens of communities, groups, organizations, etc., that are focused on the climate crisis. So why, amidst all of these, does CAT exist? Well, the tech industry is one of the largest contributors to CO2 emissions around the world. We're in the middle of a climate crisis, and as tech workers, we can use our skills and privileges to take and accelerate climate action. We believe that we can work together to change business culture to be better for the planet and people, and we believe in bottom-up change. It's not about the company, but the people within companies pushing for that change. As a group, our vision is that we can create a transformed tech industry that makes climate a priority, takes responsibility, restores and regenerates resources, and is growth agnostic. Speaking of our community, CAT is people. We are a gloriously mixed bag of tech workers. We're a worldwide community with nearly 5,000 members with a variety of different backgrounds. Some of us have software engineering, design, or data backgrounds. Others come from product management, AI, climate science, or studying in one of those fields. Some are in large enterprises, some are entrepreneurs. There are people in startups, nonprofits, and a lot of us are in quite different points in our climate journey. Some of us are just starting to learn about climate and the climate crisis. Others have been working in space for decades. What brings us together is the same passion for doing better in our workplace and in industry at large. We're happy to learn together, build together, share knowledge, ask questions, and have interesting conversations. One thing we've been asked in the past is why tech professionals? Why ClimateAction.tech? Well, many of us in tech are in a privileged position, and we feel it's our responsibility to use that privilege for good. Also, tech systems use energy. We need to be thoughtful of the systems we design and build to reduce emissions. Tech is cross-sector, and we can use our influence in multiple industries that we're in to spread climate action and awareness. Tech accelerates action. Our work is one of the building blocks for folks to organize, campaign, and create movements. Our innovations could also be key to unlocking new climate solutions. And tech makes news. And we can use that influence in the news to shift conversations and support education and understanding. CAT is organized, facilitated, and we interact in Slack. We have 114 channels, actually, ranging from generalist Ask Anything to our jobs channel, local channels, and very active private volunteer channels. Most of what we do does happen in Slack, but we do have a few events, all where members can meet and chat, and I'll highlight some of those in a bit. We are a very organized bunch, and although there are a lot of us, we do operate quite a tight ship and are always inclusive, welcoming, and safe. We monitor all of our channels, and our cats follow the Chatham House rule in all events and in group. You might ask yourself, who's behind all of this? Well, we are 100% volunteer-led community and are currently organized with 4 organizers, myself, Chris, Melissa, and Sandra. We work to ensure a safe and welcoming environment with the help of the volunteers and the community itself. Now you know who we are, I'll share some trends within the community that we in the organizing team have observed over the past year. So we have tripled in size in the last 2 years. We're now a community, like I said, of 5,000. Most of our members are based in Europe and the US, but we have had an increase of members based in Asia, Africa, Latin America, and Oceania. We found that more and more people are giving talks about the intersection of tech and climate, and we've seen more tech communities pop up as well. To prove the point, at the beginning of last year, a community called Work on Climate started in the beginning of 2020, based in the US, focused on bringing new jobs, and they are already at 4,000 members. We also ran a survey at the beginning of last year for our members to find out what they wanted out of CAT. Top answers for what people wanted to do were connect with like-minded individuals, how to get jobs, and how to learn. I have to say, my joining CAT at the start of 2020 was definitely an amalgamation of all of these. Just quickly to show you the growth of the community is a chart showing our active users from 3 in 2017 to over 600 in June. So I'm not the only one looking for connections. We run welcome calls and CAT coffees every month, and we started those last year, and they're an open opportunity for folks to mingle, share ideas, discuss things, and just meet other cats. Many of the people who are joining are looking for climate jobs. Some of them are students just coming out of university and looking for a place where they can make a difference. Others are in the middle of their careers and wanting to upskill and change their career focus to be more climate related. For the latter group of people, the online climate school Terra Do has been quite popular in the community. I found it here and I took it myself. Discussions in CAT have been going deeper over the past year. People are discussing actions and solutions with better understanding of greenhouse gas accounting, policy and energy use. We've started having discussions and sharing projects, news, and technological ways to address the climate crisis in spatial settings like cities, planning, land use maps, Earth observation, and so on. We're learning and teaching others together. So who we are, why people are joining us, but what do we actually do? Well, with a group of 5,000 people focused on climate action, we do a lot. Firstly, our CAT Salon event series is now in its 3rd season. We started in 2020 to focus a bit more on live community discussions. The salons are regular thematic community discussions. The format changes regularly, but generally we have a presentation from a lead discussant to level set the conversation, followed by a facilitated community interaction on the topic. We run them in Western friendly and Eastern friendly time zones, and you can catch some of the recordings on our YouTube channel. In Feb 2021, we created a social media campaign on Twitter to highlight how websites create CO2. As you're probably aware, the infrastructure that makes our industry possible runs on a lot of electricity. The campaign run entirely by volunteers of CAT, asked Twitter users to measure the carbon emissions of websites using a free website carbon.com tool. They were then asked to tweet about the results, both good and bad. And we found that they actually took active steps to reduce their emissions by changing their site practices. One of the things some of the members in the community already started doing in 2019 was the 11 at 11 climate strikes. They were inspired by Fridays for Future students asking for adults to show their support. Basically, an 11-minute long break at 11 a.m. every Friday where people in the community get together to talk about climate issues. We've done and run TEDx events focused on climate and tech. The recordings of talks held by CAT members and other folks working at the intersection of climate and tech are also available on YouTube. There's a bunch of different guidelines and tools for jobs that have come out recently. Principles of Green Software Engineering, created by a CAT member, Asim, can be found at principles.green and summarizes 8 principles to keep in mind when building products and apps or websites. Branch Magazine is a magazine created by some CAT folks who got together to publish this digital magazine. It's all about creating sustainable internet for all. And the articles range from solar punk to speculative futures for carbon-aware design, sustainable webcraft, AI, climate justice to policy and advocacy. We also have a number of action guides on our website, which cover both community-based topics, such as starting your green team, and more direct topics, such as reducing CO2 emissions. I've rushed through that to meet some time, but please join us if you haven't already. Start a conversation within your workplace and go out and learn. Thank you so much.